I remember when I first started YouTube, I would spend hours writing out my scripts word for word and then getting all of these different shots and angles for the video, getting B-roll and spending hours editing and adding all of these special jump cuts and flashiness, and the videos never took off. And, even after all those tens of hours working outside of my job, outside of college, sacrificing time with friends and family, I would literally, not have dinner with my family, even though I live with them. And it's a special privilege to be able to have dinner with your loved ones. I would literally not do that. And I would ignore my family because I was trying to study YouTube and I was trying to figure this out. And I don't do that anymore because that doesn't work. It didn't get me any views, and it's not the main thing to be focusing on. In fact, if your videos are getting 500 views, it's probably less than 500 views. In fact, if your videos are getting less than 500 views, it's probably because you're focusing on all the wrong things. And I'm going to break that down for you in this video and just tell you what I focused on instead. That not only saved me tens of hours of time, but also got me thousands of views and got me monetized twice. So let's get into it. And the really simple thing is topics. I focused a lot on paying attention to my target audience and what they wanted and what would make them happy, not what would make me happy, not projecting myself onto them, not writing titles that were self-serving like, a day in my life, chia seed salad, or whatever. I used to make these whack titles where it's like a day in my life, chia seed salad gym vlog, and it's like, nobody cares. Why? If I was Logan Paul, yeah, people would care, but nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows my face. Nobody knew any of that. And so of course those videos didn't do well because the vlogs were not inherently entertaining and exciting because I lived a normal, boring life, right? And so those videos didn't go anywhere because the topics were not inherently interesting and the contents inside of the video were not inherently interesting either. In fact, it was quite mundane and the knowledge wasn't very, very useful because I was serving myself. I was trying to get people to look at me, look at what I did today, look at this and look at that. But none of it was inherently interesting. Nobody bloody cared. Nobody cared about my chia seed salad. And you might be thinking, well, lots of people have recipe videos that do well. Yeah, the problem was my video wasn't a recipe video. It was just me enjoying my life. It didn't provide any value, and it certainly wasn't entertaining because I have a pretty normal, mundane life. And so you need to narrow down what is it that people are coming to your channel for. Are they coming to your channel for you as a person, or are they coming to learn something about a particular topic? Those are really the only two options. So for example, what made my other channel blow up and get monetized, and so what helped my other two channels blow up and get monetized is that I didn't make them about me. I served the audience. I made sure that to pick titles that would be inherently interesting to my avatar in my niche. So once I chose the niche that I was interested in, that I was passionate about, and was actually sustainable, I paid attention to the avatar in that niche, and I made sure to pick topics that were inherently interesting to those people, the topics that got a lot of views. And so I would copy what was already trending, but I would put my own spin on it, and I would always try to make my thumbnails better than the competition. That's most important thing. And by better, I don't necessarily mean prettier. You can have very simple thumbnails, but it's the curiosity and the emotions that those thumbnails invoke in other human beings that compels them to click that you need to focus on the most. You see a lot of videos with just a guy's face and 3 words on the side, and those videos can get thousands of views. Why? Because it's not about how beautiful the thumbnail is. It's about the simplicity and that thumbnail's ability to invoke a certain emotion in potential viewers. And it's not about how pretty the thumbnail is, it's about how it invokes emotion in potential viewers and compels them to click. But if you don't know who your avatar is and you don't know who you're serving, that's going to be very, very difficult, which is why you should click the link in the description as a bonus to, which is why I made an avatar questionnaire doc that you guys can get at the link in the description. It'll help you figure out who it is that you're actually trying to serve, and it'll help you get clarity on the kind of topics that you should be using. And then once you get clear on your avatar, you can start testing topics that they've already demonstrated that they will be interested in by looking at what other YouTubers in your niche are using, looking at their outliers and seeing what actually works. And then from that point on, you basically have to always start your video with the topic. And then you package it with a title and thumbnail. And a lot of YouTubers get this wrong. You know, they'll get the first part right. It's like, yeah, you don't want to write your title after you film the video. The title and thumbnails are like the most important part. Nobody's going to watch your pretty video if nobody clicks on it. And so a lot of YouTubers get this right, where they make the title and thumbnail first. What they fail to realize is that that's not step one, that's step two. Step one is picking a topic that's inherently interesting to other human beings who are on YouTube. You can pick a topic about basket weaving. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch that video. Nobody needs a tutorial on basket weaving. So no one will watch it. The topics must in and of themselves be inherently interesting to your avatar in your niche. That's the most important thing. And once I figured that out, it was very easy for me to monetize my second channel, because I knew exactly who I was serving, and I did not make a video unless I was sure that it would serve them. And as a reward, they rewarded me with views and subscribers. They were pleased, they were happy, they got value and entertainment out of the videos, and they kept coming back, and the channel grew. So that is the most important thing. If you're under 500 subscribers, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get clear on who the channel is for. And how does this channel help people? Is this a personality-driven channel where it's all about you and your personality is like the main thing, and you're just talking about different topics that other YouTubers are doing, like a reaction channel? Or are you providing a certain kind of value in a very specific kind of niche? So for example, this channel, you know, this channel is only about YouTube, and it's specifically about YouTube for people with full-time jobs who struggle to find the time to make their videos. And that's what these videos are always intended to serve. I'm always trying to serve a particular group of people who, sorry, I'm out of breath, I'm walking up a hill. Okay. You know, I'm always trying to serve a very specific group of people with this channel. It's people with full-time jobs who really have a passion to share something with the world on YouTube, but they struggle to make their videos during the day because they have work and they're busy. This channel is for people. This channel is for people who have full-time jobs, they want to be YouTubers, and they want to grow in a particular niche that they're really passionate about and have a following that they can eventually turn into an income. But they can't even post their videos. They're too busy. They don't have time. And that's who this channel serves. It's very clear. And all of the videos I make on this channel going forward are going to be serving that very specific kind of person. And I'm out of breath again. So anyways, that's what I would do if my videos weren't getting 500 subs. That's what I'm currently doing on this channel. That's what I did on my other channels, and it worked. So I'm sure it'll work for this channel too. And yeah, if you're struggling to get started or even make a video, I made this super long 4-hour video, tell you everything you need to know on how to make videos the easy way so that you can stay consistent. Okay, goodbye. That's it.